Hi Gemini, welcome to February 2018. We have two eclipses this month, which I think signify timing of events more than something to be scared about or think too much about. Actually, I wouldn't give it too much thought, just the way we don't think a lot unless you do follow the moon carefully and on your own chart to see how it kind of joins and relates to other pieces of your chart. That's a lot of looking at one's chart. I personally don't look at my chart that much, but things can time with the new moon and the full moon, and that's basically what the eclipse is. What we're talking about is a full moon and a new moon. And for the Gemini, for the average Gemini, this is going to hit across the area of your kind of school, the way you think, changing philosophies. Says what you're learning, what you think, the way you communicate, decisions about school, decisions about maybe travel, some travel plans comes in kind of in a short-term way. Unless you're deciding to move abroad or do something big like that, but it's big school decisions, moving decisions if they're a distance away, who you want to relate to, who do you want in your neighborhood, who do you identify with, what's your philosophy. It's these kinds of questions that will arise and be dealt with over the month. And some of it has to do maybe with your career, like do you need to study more to get further in your career? Do you need to move? Do you need to travel? So, and sometimes it's important to remember that these are not often huge decisions like changing a job or moving abroad, but maybe they're more subliminal. The themes may arise around you and not so much to you. So just be on the, like, do you have people close to you making decisions about school? Do you have people close to you going into sales positions or traveling abroad or thinking about something to do with overseas or just a distance away? Do you have people who are communicating from afar, your siblings, neighbors? You want to think about who your neighbors are. These are the kinds of things that come up. What else? There may be decisions around moving or where you want to live. That may be a part of this. And toward the end of the month, there may be some extra movement in your career zone. So just if you're not actually making the actual changes during this month, there may be just thinking about, talking to people. There may be a little love, with Venus coming through at the end of the month, kind of love spread into this part of your chart. So maybe you do get hired or you get people you like to work with, the kinds of people you like to work with, they're kind of there. Maybe a new person comes on board and you're like, ooh, I like this person. They're really lovely, like Venus. They could be man or woman. So things like that. There's this presence of people in this upper area of your chart, whatever that may mean. So it could just be connections, new people coming into where you actually work, or just communications back and forth with having to do with work. If you don't work at all, then this is more about your social life, and it can also be about your social life. You're out and about, you're doing stuff that's in public, and people this is your time to see and be seen. This is your time of year to do that. So there may be some of that going on too. So again, with the eclipses, there just may be some timed decisions or bits of news that come in because Mercury is implicated here around travel, school plans, marketing, people from afar, old neighbors, new neighbors, stuff like that. And you may, for people who have jobs that involve online marketing, like blogging, websites, that's sort of implicated here too. But it's in a way that shows mastery or learning mastery. Learning something at a higher level. It's a great time to think about blogging and putting yourself out there, because with all these lights at the top of your chart plus Venus. It's a time when you communicate well to the masses or to whoever you need to communicate to. This is a time when you can give public talks and just come across really well. So enjoy that, Gemini. It's a good month for you, I think. The energy's in a good place. The eclipses, just time with certain, I think, personal decisions you're making, possibly around business, but they seem more personal in nature. But this is a big career year for you, so I think a lot's going on there. So enjoy, and if you are starting a business or you want help with your career, my business Tribe is going to be announcing a businessy program soon that's really fun and very useful, so be on the lookout for that. And kind of leading up to that, in February, I am going to, on February 17th, start a money program that's just lasts 3 weeks, although we skip a week due to previous commitments. But it goes for 3 weeks, and we get on a live call where I will talk about elements in your chart, and I'll have all your personal chart information, and we'll address Venus and Jupiter and kind of the usual, the biggest suspects, the first suspects we think about. But this is really just kind of a course level 1. There's so much you can go into in a chart with money. It's not just Venus, it's not just Jupiter, it's not just the 8th house or 2nd house, but there's much more richness there. So this is really just a preliminary kind of, let's get the basics of your chart and how to go from here. We'll get some coaching tools around money to help you loosen up around it and get rid of some blockages. So look for that. That is now available at www.freshastrology.com. And as always, you can get a personal reading or personal coaching with me if you want to work through something where, getting a chart, for example. People ask me this. Getting a chart done gives you perspective and some self-understanding around who you are and what your strengths are. Coaching is very different. We really work on what's going on in your life right now and where are you going. Like, maybe some people don't know. Some people just feel vaguely dissatisfied, and it's uncomfortable enough they want some coaching. Some people want to get somewhere, but they feel like they're being blocked. There's these blockages they don't know how to get around. So that's why people seek coaching. Or sometimes people just feel like, I just feel like coaching would be the right thing. And so I just take a bunch of different people in a bunch of different places in their lives, and we just kind of work it through using coaching tools. So anyway, come join me or us at Tribe, and I'll be announcing the Tribe program soon. All right.